Okay, give me. I'm trying to get this thing set up here, and so it won't slide down while I'm driving. But hello, everybody. It's Jeff Taylor, certified college planner, college funding resources, and wanted to just share some talking points, discussion regarding when should you plan for college. Now, that all depends on what's your objective. Because one of the most frightening things that I hear from certain parents is that since my parents didn't help me pay for college, I'm not going to help my child pay for college. Now, and I'm not here to judge you, but I just want to just say if that didn't work for you, if that was a setup of failure for you, why would you want that same thing for your child? Because we are living in a time now that regardless of whether or not a person has a degree, you have to have training, specialized training in a highly in a field that's in demand. And if you don't have that, that puts you at a huge disadvantage. So why would you want that for your child? I want to encourage parents to take a second look at how you're getting ready for college. That time is the most important uh, weapon you have against the high cost of college. Okay. And the earlier you start, the better off your child will be. And the better off you will be. Because what I've learned in my years of experience is that the cost of college is really driven by the attitude of the parent. And then that attitude influences the student. So if the parent sees college as important, so will the student. Now, the student sometimes lags behind because they're a kid, right? And they're still developing mentally. Um, that's why you can have a kid who's great in school, but they're still making poor decisions. Why? Well, they're still a kid. All right, their brain is still developing. They really don't understand the consequences of their decisions. So it's not uncommon that the student may lag behind. But if you have a parent who's indifferent or not engaged in the planning process, it's going to set the kid up for failure, or it certainly puts the kid at risk. So I just want to encourage parents, listen, whatever hurt or whatever happened in the past between you and your parent, reverse that thing and give your kid every opportunity that you can to get them ready for college. Because when you waste time, you're wasting opportunity, you're wasting funding opportunities, and it just puts your student at a huge disadvantage. So I'm going to give you a quick story. So I recently did a seminar at Second Ebenezer, which is like one of the largest churches here in the Detroit area. We had a great, they had a great turnout at a variety of colleges and universities from throughout the country. It was a great event. So at these events, you get a lot of questions from parents because we had a booth there, and obviously parents come up and they have questions. And one of the issues that came up, which is a common issue, is the fact that parents wait until uh, they're in a situation of urgency before taking college planning seriously. So, one of the things that we're seeing because of the time of year that we're in, a lot of the seniors and the parents of those seniors realize that they did not take care of business, and as a result of that, they didn't get into the school that they selected or schools, or maybe they were admitted to the school but weren't offered anything more than a loan. And so a lot of those parents are trying to send their kid to test prep or get a tutoring at the last minute to try to get their test score up so that maybe they may be offered a scholarship or additional grant or whatever. But unfortunately, it's a long shot. Okay. Doesn't mean it can't be done. I've seen it happen. I've seen it done. But I wouldn't want to put my kid, if I had a kid, I wouldn't want to put them in that situation where they're forced, right, to take classes to try to do something that should have been done years in advance. So here's my planning uh, tip. And I don't really like tips, but for the sake of conversation, here's my planning tip of the day. In the sixth grade is when you should begin to engage your student in some formal, systematic process of test readiness, regardless if it's the ACT or the SAT. It doesn't matter. Uh, the reality is that if your kid knows how to do the work, it doesn't matter which exam they take. Okay, the reason why I say the sixth grade is because your student needs time to develop into the kind of student that does well on standardized testing. It takes time to develop that cognitive ability. It takes time to develop a mindset for test taking. And it's going to take time for your kid to develop the mechanics that they need to do well. And when you put that pressure on them to try to do that at the last minute, it's just, it's unnecessary stress on the parent and the student. So one of the things that parents can do is to make sure that their kid is engaged in a formalized test readiness process. And every 6 months, take either the SAT or the ACT or the SAT, depending on which one you prefer. Colleges accept the SAT, colleges accept the ACT. So when you do it that way, you're not cramming, okay? Your student is not cramming, and every time you take it, if you when you evaluate your scores and the worksheet that they get, well, it's not a worksheet, but the analysis that they give you, you can see where your students' weaknesses are and begin to work on those weaknesses. And like I said, if you're doing this every 6 months until your student gets a perfect score, then by the time your kid gets to the ninth or 10th grade, they will be in that 1% group, or at least potentially positioned to be in that 1% group. Why? Because you've been working on it over time. Okay. Listen, we've got seminars coming up on Pay Zero for College, the Pay Zero for College planning process. And I would love to see you at one of them. Matter of fact, one of the changes that we're making is we are creating 20-minute online seminars. So go to our website, payzeroforcollege.com, and you'll see our upcoming seminars. And I would love to see you there, where we talk about real life planning strategies to assist you in designing a plan to pay zero for college. So thanks for tuning in. I look forward to seeing you soon. If you need to call me, go to my website, contact me through that, and I'll do my best to assist you in designing a zero net cost college plan. Jeff Taylor. Also, if your organization needs a speaker to talk about financial aid from a realistic, real life perspective, not just giving you facts and figures, but actually showing you what it means and how it applies to you and what you should be doing so that you can do what? Pay zero for college. Thanks very much. I look forward to seeing you soon. Take care.